Selling digital coloring book is one of the fastest and easiest way to make money online these days. And you want to know why? Because coloring books are trending among adults. Yes, adults. They're all over Pinterest, all over Instagram. They're exploding on Etsy. And some very smart people are making lots of money selling printable digital coloring books like this one on online platforms like Etsy. And if you're wondering how much is a lot of money, well, sellers who are just starting out can easily make up to a couple of $100 per month. But the pros are reportedly making even up to $10K per month. And you know what's the best part about it? It's gonna be the easiest couple of $100 you'll ever make. Because selling coloring books online, thanks to AI, is truly one of the easiest side hustles that you can start today right after watching this video. You don't need any experience, you don't need to know anything about design, and you certainly don't need to have any money to start out. So in this video, I'm gonna show you step by step how I created my niche, how I created the first coloring pages, and even launched my very first Etsy shop. Plus, I'm gonna give you some marketing tips towards the end. So without further ado, let's just get that party on the road, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The first thing you'll need to do is that you'll need to pick your niche. A good niche is specific, search for, and fun to color. So what I decided to do is that I decided to combine my two greatest passions in life: traveling and cats. But in case you're not insane like myself, I did the research for you, and here is a list of 10 most popular and most profitable, because we're trying to make money here, coloring books niches on Etsy in 2025. You're welcome. And as you can see, the very first most profitable niche is mindfulness and stress relief. And that's what I told you. Stressed out millennials like myself or like overstimulated Gen Z are loving coloring books right now because it's a great stress relief. It's almost like a form of therapy. And you know what it solves? It solves one of the biggest problems that I know you have, and I have that problem too: our little addiction to this thing. Do you know what you cannot do when you color? You cannot mindlessly scroll on this device. And coloring can be a great way to keep your hands occupied, calm down, have a glass of wine or like a glass of kombucha, whatever you're into. Maybe organize a nice cozy evening with your friends and just color instead of scrolling on your phone. And now the fun part, turning your idea into actual coloring pages. So let me show you how I created this one. It literally took me 5 seconds, probably even less. I used Photoroom to do it. If you don't have Photoroom yet, here is a QR code. Scan it, download Photoroom. Okay, once you've got Photoroom, all you have to do is go to AI tools, scroll down until you see coloring pages. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna write kawaii. Kawaii is a super popular style of coloring books right now. Cats in Hawaii. And here are the results that I am getting. An average coloring book on Etsy has at least 30 pages. So that's also what I'm gonna aim for. Every single image AI generates is unique, but you can also change your prompts at any time. So I'm just gonna play with it and add words that are associated with Hawaii for me, like surfing or waterfall or butterflies and flowers. As you can see, it's super easy. You can create 30 coloring pages like this in no time. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more growth opportunities I see here. Like the next coloring book can be like cats eating spaghetti in Italy or cats getting scammed in Paris. And what I would also recommend you to do is to create a couple of options with color to sort of show the final result, what it would look like. I've noticed that a lot of people do that and then use that picture with color as the first picture of their listing on Etsy. Okay, I've got about 30, actually 35 cute coloring pages. Now the next step will be compiling all these pages into a PDF that we're gonna sell. Okay, I'm gonna use my computer for that. Let me show you what's the easiest way to do it. Let's go on Photoroom. If you have access to Photoroom on your phone, you also have access to Photoroom on your desktop. And as you can see, even though I generated my designs, you can also find them right here under recently opened. So let's just download my designs. Once I saved all my coloring pages in one folder, let's just open a Google Doc. And here I will just insert all the pictures of cats that I've got. Okay, now that I've got my PDF, let's move on to launching my very first Etsy shop. The first thing you do is you create your account on Etsy. Then you have to answer a couple of simple questions. You need to pick a name for your shop. And if you use AI generated content, which I do, you have to also mark this. And that is pretty much it. You can move on to creating your first listing, starting with the title. And then you have to pick a picture that you want to use for your listing. I use this colored option I created with Photoroom. And then I also added a couple of the actual coloring pages so my future customers know what to expect. Then you move on to uploading your PDF, and you need to write caption with all the important keywords. And if you struggle with coming up with the relevant keywords, just ask ChatGPT to do it for you. Okay, once you've got your Etsy shop set up, let's talk about money. How much should you charge for a digital coloring book? So in general, people charge anywhere from $2 to $5. But if you offer a bundle, several coloring books in one, you can charge even from $10 up to $30. And I think the most important thing here is to just start. You know what they say, the best day to start is today. The best place is right here. Once we get those sales rolling, we can always adjust and charge a little bit more. And how do you get those first sales rolling? The first thing you're gonna do is that you're gonna create a Pinterest account for your coloring pages. Yes, Pinterest is huge for printables. If you do have some extra cash, you can also experiment with Etsy ads. But if you don't, no worries. The best way to reach new audience and potentially even go viral these days are, of course, videos, Reels, TikToks. You can very easily create time lapses of yourself coloring your pages and maybe adding some inspirational quotes. And then finally, the good old word of mouth. Just tell your friends and family that you're starting this little side hustle. You would be surprised how many people really connect to this idea. That was at least my experience. Whenever I would tell someone like, this is a video that I'm planning to make, some people had this reaction of like, wait, coloring books? Are you not a little too old for that? And then when I would explain that coloring books are actually really popular right now because a lot of people are discovering that it really calms them down. It's a really fun activity that brings them back to the carefree childhood days. And you would be surprised how many people really love this idea. And if you decide to create your own coloring books and sell them on Etsy or any other platform, leave the name of your shop in the comments. I would love to check it out. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And I'll hopefully see you in our next video. Bye.